What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you are ready to talk, that you're ready to kind of talk things out. We had some news pop up on Monday after our live show, which warranted a video, which is why we're here. So let's go ahead and let's just dive right in. I hope you've got the spelunking gear on or whatever it ultimately needs to be. But the Dallas Cowboys are going to be working out some kickers on Tuesday. They have realized that they have a problem and they have a solution. Will McClay told reporters on Monday that the Cowboys will work out 4 kickers, as mentioned, if I can get my words together. It's upsetting, which is why my words are all discombobulated. Brett Maher headlines the group. Matt Amendola, Cole Murphy, and J.J. Molson. We will talk about each of these kickers in a little bit, but just to kind of set the stage on how we got here, if you haven't been paying attention, the Cowboys came into camp with 2 kickers, Jonathan Garibay, the rookie undrafted free agent out of Texas Tech, and Lareem Hairulahu, who was on the roster for 1 game last year against the Atlanta Falcons when Greg Zuerlein was on the COVID list. Lareem attempted 5 extra points in that game. He made all 5 of them, didn't attempt any field goals. But throughout camp, it's been a bit of a rocky experience. The Cowboys have chalked this up to a number of different things, including even the wind. Captain Planet has, the people who control the different elements of the earth, and maybe the wind person has been controlling the wind in Oxnard. But according to ESPN's Todd Archer, who does a great job of tallying and marking and counting things like this, Jonathan Garibay has not exactly done well. Neither has Lareem Hairulahu. Hairulahu 42 of 56 on kicks, but Jonathan Garibay a less impressive 34 of 57 so far. We are 11 days into camp at this point, but nobody disputes that the Cowboys need help. We've been screaming for help. If you watch any of our videos here, please subscribe to the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel. If you follow me on social media, I've done a lot of TikToks and Instagram Reels about this subject. The Cowboys need help. They need to bring in somebody. So in one sense, this is a positive step, but it's the names here that are a little bit interesting. And maybe you don't think they're interesting. Maybe you are happy about this. But the 4 games, again, Brett Maher, Matt Amendola, Cole Murphy, and J. Molson. Now, obviously, Brett Maher spent 2018 and 2019 with the Dallas Cowboys before being released. Now, if we set the stage, all right, let's rewind 4 years and just kind of brief oral history here. 2018, one of the most shocking 53-man roster decisions that we've seen in a long time. Dan Bailey released by the Dallas Cowboys. They do not carry him into the 2018 season. In fact, he had kind of a rocky end of the 2017 season, which is why a lot of people weren't totally surprised, but it was Dan Bailey. Still, the Cowboys move on. Everybody's kind of doubting that decision. That decision proved out to be the correct one. Credit to the Cowboys. We've said that before. Brett Maher was all right in 2018, kind of rocky, but, was a great, long ball kicker, like the Bryson DeChambeau of NFL field goal kickers, right? Just great from downtown, but the consistency, the accuracy wasn't there. And so you kind of had to live and die by that. And that wasn't necessarily a great way to roll. The Cowboys did win the division in 2018, again, the Amari Cooper season. And so, whatever, not a problem. But because of the Cowboys, they didn't really address the situation. 2019, up and down year. Well, before we get there, 2018, Brett Maher, 80.6%, success. Not great, but, the Cowboys had success, so why mess with a good thing? 2019 was awful for Brett Maher, 66.7%. That's literally 2/3, literally successful 2/3 of the time. It was terrible. It was awful. You likely remember 3 years ago, everybody very upset at Brett Maher all throughout the season. The Cowboys, much like last year with Greg Zuerlein, lost games because of Brett Maher. So what did the Cowboys do in the offseason after 2019? Well, they got rid of their coaching staff. They brought in John Foss, supposed to fix everything. But even before then, before they got rid of their coaching staff, the Cowboys got rid of Brett Maher. They released him before the 2019 season was over. They brought in Kai Forbath, who did not miss a single kick for them. And I know a lot of people bring his name up. I'm not necessarily saying the Cowboys need to bring in Kai Forbath, but it proves that, you can bring in somebody. But that kind of fed the machine, right? Like all we got to do is bring somebody in and we'll be good. And so Brett Maher moves on. He was better with the New Orleans Saints last year, but still not exactly trustworthy. But still, somebody who really kind of has been a face of the dysfunction at the kicking position for the Cowboys for the last few years. I think you can make an argument that the number 2 is cursed in Cowboys history. Good luck to Gavante Turpin, but and Jordan Lewis, Brett Maher and Greg Zuerlein not exactly making it shine. And so Brett Maher was a really awful kicking chapter for the Cowboys, and so for them to bring him back now doesn't exactly imply or make us feel like they're taking this seriously. Now, Matt Amendola did spend part of last year with the New York Jets, played with them for 6 games. He was 13 of 19 on field goal attempts, which is good for 68.4%, which is actually worse than Brett Maher in 2018, but just a little bit better than the 2019 version of Brett Maher, who, again, we already discussed was not that great for the Cowboys. So that you're aware, Cole Murphy, the third option for the Cowboys here that they're bringing in for a tryout, was 11 of 12 on field goal attempts last year in the USFL and 9 of 11 on extra points. J.J. Molson, UCLA product, spent part of 2020 and all of last season on the Green Bay Packers practice squad, so no real in-game NFL experience. So, yes, the Cowboys are bringing in options. They are acknowledging that they have a problem, despite telling us over and over and over again that they don't think they have a problem. So, on one hand, good job, Cowboys, bringing in options, but this cannot be the options. And you know what a lot of people, kind of say and sort of argue, because that's what all this is, right? It's arguing and debating and discussing and theorizing and hypothesizing, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people say, well, what other options are there? Well, who do you expect the Cowboys to sign? What other options? Who should they go pursue? Give me a list. Give me a list of names who they should go pursue. You know what they should do? They should hit up Marty and the doc and go back in time 5 months. This is the consequence of how the Cowboys came to be at this position. The Cowboys, again, if we rewind, if we follow the path that we kind of started laying out here, 2018, they cut Dan Bailey, Brett Maher's there, not exactly great, but not exactly worth kind of messing with. 2019, Brett Maher's there, it's awful, it's terrible, they have to cut him, they're kind of in a playoff hunt, they bring in Kai Forbath, they miss the playoffs, they move on from Jason Garrett, they bring in John Fossil, 2020, okay, got one of the best special teams coordinators in the NFL, how are we going to fix this thing? Greg Zuerlein, he's the man, he's my guy, I trust him. 2020, gets the watermelon kick, builds up all this currency, and it's just kind of a lost season overall because Dak Prescott gets hurt and all the things. 2021, Greg Zuerlein is John Fossil's loyal to a fault to Greg Zuerlein. Loyal, despite the fact that he was, as we've proven and discussed many different times, literally the worst extra point kicker in the NFL last year. Okay, so now we're caught up. It's 2022. Let's turn the page, turn a new season, a new chapter in Dallas Cowboys history. Cowboys cut Greg Zuerlein this offseason. Okay, well, what's going to happen here? They toyed with bringing him back. The Cowboys reportedly wanted to bring Greg Zuerlein back before the New York Jets, who had Matt Amendola on their team last year, one of these options, decided to sign him. So the New York Jets feel like they have improved from Matt Amendola by bringing in Greg Zuerlein. That's one piece of this. But, okay, so the Cowboys this offseason, we're just talking the last 5 months, Cowboys decide to move on from Greg Zuerlein. They try to bring him back. It doesn't work out. And so what is the first move? The Cowboys, they're a professional football team, right? They're taking this thing seriously. What was the first thing that they did? It wasn't until after the NFL draft was over when they signed Jonathan Garibay, the undrafted free agent out of Texas Tech. They didn't sign an NFL veteran. They didn't draft anybody. They didn't invest any serious resource or any large amount of time, seemingly. They tried to hit the lotto. They bought one lottery ticket as soon as the draft was over in Jonathan Garibay and expected to be millionaires. That's kind of how they went about this. And then on July 1st, word comes out that they're bringing in Lareem Hairulahu, who again was on the team last year. And now they're stuck. Now they're like, well, how did this happen? What on earth? How did we get into this situation where we don't have any options? And guys, the kicking competition is not going great, but there's no free agents out there. Who would have thought that in the second week of August, there wouldn't be a lot of free agents out there? What a just unbelievable set of circumstances. The Cowboys made this bet. That's the whole point here. And maybe, hopefully, one of these 4 names down here comes in and works out, is an awesome kicker, makes some game-winning field goals, and gets fitted for a Super Bowl ring 5 months from now. 5 months? Yeah, about 5-6 months. I would love that. I would love that more than anything. But this all is, again, the series and set of consequences of the Cowboys not taking this seriously over the course of the entire offseason. And I know what some people say, it's just kicker, it's just kicking, it's just blah, blah, blah. There's going to be kickers who get cut. 53-man roster cuts happen. They can bring in somebody else. Fine. Maybe that's true. Maybe they hit the lottery. Maybe they get lucky. Maybe they stumble into a reliable kicker. But that's not taking the situation seriously. We've talked many different times about how the Cowboys have an opportunity in front of them. They have a winnable division. They have the weaker conference. They're seemingly in the middle of this window. Mike McCarthy is obviously in this unique situation where a lot of people think this could be his last year. This is playing with fire. This is purposely burning extra strikes and trying to hit a home run with a full count, and it just is an irresponsible way to go about team building. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what kicker the Cowboys ultimately sign. If they sign one, they might not even do so. They might feel like, the options that they have are better than what these 4 options present in the tryout on Tuesday. But it's worth mentioning that they didn't even get to the first preseason game before feeling like they had to smash the panic button just a little bit. So what do you think? We would love to hear your thoughts. My name is RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram as mentioned at RJ Ochoa, on TikTok at rj.ochoa. If you'd like to email me, you can, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com. You can always leave a comment down below. We'll get to those also. We got kicker drama going on. Thankfully, it's just kicker drama. It's not, whatever. It's not like there's a wide receiver issue or an offensive tackle issue or anything like that. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for talking about kickers. And we'll see you next time. Maybe the new kicker on this roster. Thanks, everybody.